going on, Jerome's? As Minnesota Vikings rookies report today to TCO Performance Center Bar and Grill on Tuesday. In 2 days, veterans will be reporting, and will superstar edge rusher Danielle Hunter be amongst them? As he is in a contract year, and he's woefully underpaid, and he's still in the thick THICC of his prime, wants to get market value, which is perfectly understandable. So he and the Vikings are at an impasse. Now, it was reported before it started last week that things were going to ramp up this previous week. Now, maybe things did as Vikings front office people were getting back in the building off a summer vacation. And like we always say in contract negotiations, when everything is quiet, silencio on the Western Front, that's good news, because it means that both sides are engaged, both sides are showing goodwill. When things are bad, that's when things start leaking from both sides, like, oh, this player is asking for this much, or it's like, oh, this team is being unreasonable. That's when the NFL insiders get fed all the information, either from a team source or from the agent themselves. And I think that's a good sign. The fact that we have heard nothing about the Danielle possible extension or trade, because I think that if the Vikings had come in with a complete lowball offer, I think the agent would have blabbed to Danielle's agent usually uses rap sheet to carry his water, or if the Vikings had told Danielle and his agent that they could go out and look for a trade, which is very common, I think we would have heard of that as well, as they try to drum up and gin up some business. So I think that things will work out. I think cooler heads will prevail, but the question is, will Danielle be at TCO Performance Center Bar and Grill on Tuesday? And Danielle's already skipped mandatory minicamp, and remember, minicamp's only 2 days this year, so he already racked up $50,000 in fines. But with training camp under the new CBA, he can be fined up to $50,000 a day. So if he skips 20 days of training camp, that's $1 million, as well as teams, they don't forgive the fines anymore unless they're on their rookie deal. So we'll see what happens. But, of course, Danielle's contract does need some freshening. He's due a $4.9 million base salary with $50,000, $500,000 in as a roster bonus. So $5.4 million in total new compensation. He already missed out on the workout bonus, and that ain't a lot, especially compared to premium edge rusher contracts. But is Danielle right now in the stratosphere of a TJ Watt or a Bosa or a Myles Garrett? Probably not, but is he more in the neighborhood of a Bradley Chubb? Potentially, yes. Or Von Miller at this stage of his career? Yes, I would say so. But he's certainly worth more than $5.4 million in total compensation, and I do think that the Vikings, it would behoove them to freshen up his deal this year, or potentially work a long-term deal with him, as he is 28, going to be 29 in October. And Danielle, I mean, respect, 2018, 2019, he was one of the best young edge rushers in the game. The fact that he put up 29 sacks over those 2 seasons and was among league leaders in pressures says a lot, especially since he was coming from the left side, strong side defensive end position for the Vikings. Last 3 years, 2020, missed all season with a herniated disc in his neck. 2021 had 6 sacks in 7 games, which is pretty damn good, but then missed the bulk of it with a torn pec. And then last year led the team in sacks with 10.5. So, maybe he's not the vaulted superstar status like he was 4 or 5 years ago, but he's still pretty damn good. In my opinion, he's still a top 10 edge rusher. He's a good teammate. He plays the run well, and I do think that even though Kwesi is on Team Moneyball, I think that he understands that a premium player at a premium position in the premium age bracket makes sense. Absolutely does. Plus, Coach Flo, you know, it's just like, would love to work with Danielle Hunter on this defense. It would make things a lot easier, man. So what we've suggested before is work another Band-Aid deal in, right? So I think that this could work out for both sides, because the Vikings have around $19 million in cap space right now. You can bump up his base salary up to $13 million, have $5 million in incentives, $18 million in total compensation if he maxes out. Would be top 10 for edge rushers, which I think is fair, given that the Vikings do have leverage at this point where they could just put their foot down and be like, hey, you play here or you play nowhere else, right? And then Danielle becomes a true blue free agent at age 29. If he's coming off a major season, he's going to get paid. He's absolutely going to get paid. So I think that's a compromise that works out on all sides. And for me, I mean, the edge rusher room without Danielle, I mean, there's some potential there, but there's a lot of question marks. Davenport, can he stay healthy? Can he pan out of that potential? Can he rebound from his half a sack season? Can we get more of like his 9-sack season 2021? Patrick Jones, DJ Wanham, can they produce towards the back end of their rookie deals? Villain, Andre Carter, et cetera, et cetera. So Danielle obviously would greatly improve this edge rusher room, and I think that the Vikings do need him. So I think that no news is good news at this point. Would I bet on something getting worked out before Tuesday? Maybe, maybe not. But would I say that he's going to suit up for the Vikings week 1? Yes. Yes, I think I think that he will, because the whole 50K in fines per day that are unforgivable. That's kind of rough. It's kind of rough, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. Will Danielle Hunter and the Vikings work out a new deal, or will they end up trading him before the start of Vikings training camp? Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.